Hey everybody, Coaching for the Soul, 33. That thing is really, really close to me. Wow, what's that about? That's weird, isn't it? It wasn't like this last time, I don't think. Anyway, hi everybody. As you come into the room, please announce yourself. If you're watching this on my YouTube channel at billhobart, please subscribe to the channel and please like all the videos. And also comment on the videos, because when you do all three things, YouTube will use the algorithms to send Coaching for the Soul around the world to people who need a little bit more Coaching for the Soul. And also you help me build my channel. And that's what it's going to be all about once we get to Maui. So hey Shannon, so this is a 99% clairvoyant reading for the next 30 minutes or so. Hi Amanda. Yeah, so it is a beautiful day outside. There is good energy today. Hi Nancy. I'm doing very well. I'm doing very, very well today. Very good. Hi Kathy. What? You are somebody. Thank you. Yeah. My tie-dye. Yeah. Hi Laura. Namaste to you too. Yeah. Getting really brown. I took a walk today. I'm walking like every other day now, like for at least a mile or two. So trying to get my energy back up. Yeah. Ooh, man, I got energy up there. Hi, Allison Strange. Yep, we are connected to spirit and the higher self. Yes, I did my higher self work this week since I've seen you guys. And yeah, with the energy from last week, who bumped me in the face, I realized, I found out why, and I've been working with that. So did a past life regression, which was kind of interesting, with my friend Terry Williams. So if you are into that, if you want to know more about it, hit me up, let me know. She's phenomenal. Told me all kinds of cool stuff. Hi Shelly. All kinds of cool stuff, which was true, you know, about my childhood and how my energy was I had a lot of energy and things like that attached to traumas and things. We're going to talk about that during this half hour. Yes. So wait another couple minutes and see who else pops on. And then we're going to start. Yeah. So it's been a really busy week. I mean, a really busy week. So just with doing my stuff and the past life regression and things like that. And yeah. Did this past life regression Monday? I think it was Monday. No, we did it. I know I did it this week. It was fascinating. So yeah, kind of pulled energy from this lifetime back to me to connect higher. Yeah, that's why the higher self was outside of my body to give, so I could give it some attention, which was kind of fascinating, right? Hey, Bren. Yeah, you know. So you know me, I'm always open to, you know, if there's something wrong, let's fix it. They'll tell me when something's going on. So, and they did. So yes. So I think we're gonna start. The Spirit's saying we need to go. Hey Suze, what's up? How you doing? Okay, so the first thing, pretty much what this is gonna be about, because I'm trying to limit to the 30 minutes, right? Instead of going on and on about things. We're gonna break it up into different videos, which is kind of cool. I'm all about that. So right now, we're receiving and will receive hi Carol, we're receiving solar storms, okay, from the sun and still gamma rays from the universe, things like that, chimes, and it's affecting us even more than it has this year so far. So it's really intense, and there's a lot of people that are being triggered. Okay, what do I mean by that? It means that that someone from their past, could be somebody in their future, or could be somebody in their present, has come back into their life, or has sent a letter, or has sent a text, or showed up on their job, whatever it might be, and something inside of them hasn't been healed yet. And that's what the solar storms are all about. That's what the quantum leap energy is all about, right? Hey Susan, right? It's all about getting us to the finish line, so we can all move into upper 4D together. All right. So So I've had quite a few conversations with people at the end of last week and also this week where people are like, WTF, I don't understand what's going on. So this is what you really need to look at, okay? And I'll just give you a for instance. One person, let's say John, had quit his job, and his clients were going to that company wondering where he was, and the proprietor of that business would talk negatively about John, hoping to keep the business with him because John had moved on to do it himself. And interestingly enough, the client contacted John and sent him a copy of what his former boss said. And John got triggered, okay? And he was like, Bill, I don't understand. It's been a year, I've already talked to my lawyer, and blah, 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 blah. So what do you think? I'm like, well, Spirit's gonna tell you first off, what haven't you healed inside of yourself? Because that's what it's about, right? Anytime we get triggered, it's because, hey, Teresa Parker, because we haven't healed something from our past in this lifetime, okay? And trying to understand, okay, why? Well, let's say that John was treated badly by his mother, okay? Well, his boss was a female, okay? So they had a great relationship when he worked for the company. He was one of the top producers, things like that. But as soon as things started to shift for John, his manager, his owner, kind of started getting bitey, like his mom. So he quit that job. And a year later, like I said, the scenario is all of a sudden John gets this letter from a client who says, this is what she said about you, blah, 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 blah. And he got triggered. And so what did I tell him? What did Spirit let him know? What inside of you haven't you resolved with your mom? Okay? Because all of a sudden she is triggering you after a year by saying that what we teach is proprietary, and with his age, he's in his upper 70s, and can he really, hey Candy, and can he actually, he's taking time off and working by himself, and anything negative will that trigger him, okay? And do fight or flight, and for him it's gonna be fight, right? He called the lawyer, did all these things before I talked to him. Hi Karen. So he says, so what do you think? I said, well, first off, stop feeding that energy between you two. I said, it's great that the client sent you what your old boss said, but go, okay, I see that she's still in the place she was when I left. And I'm not. And then I gave him some coaching stuff, right? Talk in third person. John, we're not that person. Why does that bother you so much? Why does what she said about you bother you so much? Have that conversation out loud. I'm telling you, you're getting answers from yourself, right? You're going to. So that's what's so very, very important when you get triggered, because that's where we're going. The universe is doing everything that it possibly can to get you to let go of your human stuff. But for us in the Northern Hemisphere, it's summertime, right? It's summertime. We're going to enjoy my summer. And many, many times we put self-care on the back burner. Why? Because we're on vacation, or we're just enjoying the weather outside. I'm not going to think about that. I'm not going to think about that. I'm not going to think about that. I'm not going to think about that until you get triggered. Okay? So you have to have the tools in place to make sure that you understand, hey Betty, that you understand when that happens, not to internalize it. Not to go, oh my gosh, she's still doing it. I keep saying he, I don't know why. She keeps doing it. She keeps doing it. She keeps doing it. She keeps doing it. I have to fight back, because when you were a child, John could not fight back against his mother. Hey Christine, he could not. She's the adult, he's the child. And he had 3 other siblings, no. And he was in the middle. Okay? So understand, hey Jamie, so understand, right? That when you get triggered right now, because you're going to get triggered from now until October, big time. Again, that has to do with Saturn being retrograde, okay, in Aquarius, and Jupiter being retrograde in Aries. All right? It's just with, and then we've got something with Uranus coming up, and Uranus is the freaking disruptor. It's about the future, and that is exactly what the universe is trying to get you ready for, is your future. You have to get ready for that. So don't put that on hold. Make sure that you are paying attention, that when you're feeling triggered, that you deal with it. Also, Spirit says, make sure that when you are triggered and you deal with it, that you deal with it appropriately for you, not anybody else. All right? What's appropriate for you? Do you take time by yourself? Do you say, I need to take a walk? Do I need to go to the water? Do I need to walk in the park? What do I need to do to make sure that I find my balance and I can let this stuff go? Why? How? By talking to myself out loud. Having that conversation, getting out of your head, understanding that your ego is going to try to get you all worked up over nothing. John doesn't work for the company anymore. Many of his clients have followed him, working for himself, thinking about joining another firm, but no, he's pretty good working by himself, okay? Making very good money working by himself with corporations that followed him, all right? So that is exactly what will usually happen, is that if you are good enough, you have long-standing relationships with those companies, they're gonna follow you, usually. Hi, Lisa J. All right? So understand that when you're triggered, because you're gonna be from now until the 28th of October, when all the retrograde planets are back moving forward. And everything's gonna, again, we're in that quantum leap, right? So we're moving forward at a faster pace than we've ever been before. The universe is working in tandem with our guides to say, okay, Bill needs to clean that up. Bill needs, why did higher self come last week? I know, Spirit, I get it. Because I wasn't giving higher self enough attention. I wasn't giving higher self when I say, thank you, Spirit, thank you, Mom, thank you, Dad. I wasn't including higher self. I didn't think I needed to. Well, guess what? I've got to, every morning now I have to connect with that. Hi, Alexis. Hey, Jeannie. Okay? I have to, because that is where I'm going. That is how the move to Maui is going to happen. Again, every day, not every day, but every once in a while during the week, I'll say, okay, Spirit, what's the next step? Come on, what's the next step? I think I'm ready. Hey, Betty. Yeah, right? Because I am. I think that I'm ready, and if I'm not, they'll tell me so. So that's why it's so very, very important that when we are triggered, right, that we look at ourselves and go, okay, why does my ex-boss still bug me? And how do I cut that cord, right? Because she's sucking the energy out of John every time she talks about him, because she talks about him all the time in a negative sense. Well, he receives that and goes, I don't understand. Well, it's because you have to cut that cord. You got to cut that cord to that person because that person still courted you, okay? Another scenario from another person. I've had like 4 or 5 this week and last. Again, scenario, right? No names, no whatever. Entertainment purposes only, Spirit says, to get our point across, okay? Another person, Jean, she works for a company in the auto industry, okay? And working on a project, and there are about these people in from out of town to help her work on the project, and they're not from Detroit. Now, if you live in Metro Detroit, you know there's an energy in Detroit that is only in Detroit. It is the auto industry, capital of the world. And if you move away, you kind of understand it. If you've never lived here, it can be very discerning, okay? It is white collar, factory worker. This is what and everybody's in fear most of the time. Well, they brought people in from out of town who don't match the energy, okay? And they're rabble rousers. And the people that are from Detroit that are working on this project, they don't like them. Well, the people from out of town don't like the people from Detroit because they think there's favoritism and blah, 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 blah. Well, Jean all freaked out because she doesn't understand why they're not taking these people from out of town and fixing them, because she's triggered. Hey, Carson. She's triggered by these people coming in, again, them, the universe. She's already left a major corporation. She's doing this full time in the same kind of capacity as she did it in her former job at the corporation, okay? But she knows, she has this knowledge about what she's doing, and she was in the company for 30 years. So I warned her, don't take that with you. So these people are now here, and she's like, Bill, I don't understand why I'm being triggered. Well, again, it's part of yourself that you have not healed yet. So you have to make sure that you understand that it's not your project. It's their project. Chimes, right? We have to look at that. We have to disassociate ourselves with I know, Spirit. He says, disassociating yourself from ownership. Because many, many times in my lifetime, companies, corporations, apartment complexes love for you to take ownership of your store, ownership of your division, ownership of your home, your apartment, whatever, right? Because they used to like that. Well, again, with new energy, after pandemic, and all the things that go with that, many, many places are pulling back that. We just want you to be an employee. Well, if you've been an employee 25, 30 years, you're used to taking ownership because you're really good at what you do. So these people are triggering for her. They're triggering. So how does she deal with that? She still has to work with these people every day. She's not one to hold her tongue. Her energy can be very, very intense and very, very powerful because that's who she is. So how does she do that? Again, talking out loud to yourself, right? Understanding that it's their project, not yours. Because at the corporation, it was her project because she was in the division, right? Now it's not. But she takes ownership, and that's why they hired her. Well, now let's come back to get her with, okay, you have to disassociate. Because what that does is the universe is getting her ready to fully retire. Does that make sense? Right? After retirement, well, I still need to have a little bit more money because fear of money, right? Because we're not going to be able to make it. The financial guy says, blah, 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 blah. Right? Well, okay. So you in this job, and all of a sudden something comes up, and it will always come up. Especially now, because from now until October 28th, we're going to be triggered. And it's all about looking at yourself and going, okay, what does that remind me of? So Spirit, what does that remind me of? Or even in third person. So Bill, who do you think that is? Why are you so angry with that? Why are you so hurt with that? What is it about that person, those people, that make you feel, it's control. I'm used to being in control. I'm used to being the boss. I'm the one who knows. They're supposed to be asking me how something is done. And they want to do it a different way than how we in the company do it. We do it like this in Detroit. They want to do it something different. So it's control. Chimes. So you have to look at yourself and go, okay, I have to let go of control of that. Because it's not mine. Right? And it's very, very hard. It doesn't matter what your age is. But for older folks like myself, we were taught that in childhood. We were taught that growing up. We were taught that in business. We were taught that in our jobs. That they liked people who were part of the team. They liked people who took ownership. They liked people who were leaders. So all of a sudden, we're being challenged, right? Because we're being challenged to understand that if we want what we want, which we all want what we want, right? That we have to relinquish control to them. I had somebody say to me Tuesday, They said, Bill, this is a person I haven't seen in probably 3 years. Bill, I can't believe they asked me about the move. And I said, I don't know. I think it's going to be this year. I pretty much have a sense that it's going to be probably by the end of the year. Well, do you have a date? I'm like, no. Then how do you know you're going to move? Well, because I'm me and you're not, right? Because I'm connected. Well, Bill, don't you think that you have to set a date? Don't you think you have to find somebody? Don't you? No. That's the old Bill. That's the old Capricorn Bill, who was in charge of everything, who was in control of everything. And I learned through this process, and you guys have seen it on Coaching for the Soul, it does not serve you. It does not serve you at all. It's about saying, okay, Spirit, go ahead. What's the next job? What's the next thing? What's the next what? What's the next this? What's the next that? Help me out with this. Help me out with this. Help me out with this. And the answers will come. I think I've mentioned on Facebook a couple of times this week in 4 days how I've asked questions and videos from Abraham Hicks have showed up. Next morning, boom, on my YouTube feed. There you go, Bill. There's the answer right. There's the answer right there. I'm like, whoa. Again, quantum speed, right? Everybody can be in that exact same spot. It's about investing and understanding that you can't do this part-time. If I want to get from point A to point B, and I really want to get to point B because that's where everything's at that I think I want, then I've got to do everything I possibly can to allow them to bring it to me. Because if I get in my own way, not being conscious, guess what? It's going to get further away. Because the more that you think about your old boss, it gets further away. The more angry that you are or disappointed that you are, disillusioned that you are not in control of the project anymore, okay, it gets further away. We've all been tied to our happiness of, if I need to fight, I'm going to fight. I'm not going to give up, usually. If I give up, that means that I don't care. That means that I'm a loser. That means that it doesn't matter, that it doesn't matter to me. I learned that as a child. Billy, if you want something, you have to fight for it. I was going to get it anyway. I knew. Again, Spirit was telling me when I was 8, 9, 10 years old, right? Don't worry about it. You're going to be fine. But the Capricorn human in me still kept on controlling. And I went to great heights in every career that I had. Outside, like in my retail career, over 37 years. Great heights, lots of money, great everything. Was I happy? Hell no. Because I would get triggered at work and wouldn't understand why I'm being triggered because I wasn't this guy. So going through the process of the last 8 years, we all are going through the process. Wait, we don't have a choice. If you're watching Coaching for the Soul, you're watching Coaching for the Soul because guess what? You're on your ascension. You're on your way up. Get out of your way. Stop thinking. Stop thinking. Spirit says, stop thinking that you have to know. Stop thinking that you have to know, because you don't. As soon as it approaches you, you'll know what it is. You'll know it's for you. So if we get out of our way, if we pull our energy back and we change our energy, okay? I started working with the violet flame. Now, we all know about the violet flame that showed up probably 6 to 7 months ago, right? In a reading. The healing violet flame, I'm like, well, this is kind of cool. I don't know what this is, but I'm going to look it up and find out. Well, I looked into it, not a clue. But during my past life regression, Terry had said, Bill, the violet flame was all around you. I'm like, well, yeah, it is. She was like, are you working with it? I'm like, no. Well, trigger, guess I need to. So the next day, I Googled or did I Google it? It was on, I don't know if you Googled it or it was on YouTube. Boom. Working with the violet flame, found this meditation, found this little thing, and I'll tell you what, it blew my freaking mind. Right place, right time, right? Right place, right time. That's why it's so important that we are conscious, that we don't get wrapped up in our bullshit that's here. From childhood, from teenage years, from 20s, from 30s, from 40s, whatever it might be. But usually it is from the time we're born until we're like 20. Maybe 25. But usually it is the time when our soul comes back, our spirit comes back, and we are a baby, we're a toddler, we're in elementary school. And all the things that our soul knows, that our spirit knows, human does not know. As it unfolds in the third dimension, all the stuff that we have to overcome. I signed up for that journey, and I'm like, who the hell signed that document? Because I need to have a conversation with him, or it, them, whoever, right? Because it was tough. It's been tough. I'm 60 freaking 2. Come on. Is there ever going to be an answer? It's like, no. You're going to do this. You're going to work on this until the day you die. Really? Yeah. We all are going to. But the awesome thing is, when we get higher in fourth, when we raise our vibration, Spirit says, as we get into fourth and fifth dimension and higher, all this human stuff will not matter. It won't matter to us here, because we'll be clicking it out left and right? Because we'll know. No, I know what that is. I'm not dealing with that stuff. Let that stuff go, Spirit. Get it out. No, I'm pulling it out. Pulling it out. It's not, we are not that person anymore. That is done. I'm not going to allow myself to be triggered today. I'm not going to allow my boss to do blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to allow myself. I'm going to be conscious today, Spirit, and I need you to help me with that. And if you want to know how to work with the violet flame, which we all can, let me know. And I'll send you that meditation, because it's pretty freaking phenomenal. It's like an 8-minute thing. And it blew my freaking mind. Again, right place, right time, right? I didn't know what to do with it for the past 6 months. It'd been on my mind. I tried to look into it 6-7 months ago. It didn't resonate with me. But Terry, during that past life regression, said, Bill, it's there. And I'm like, interesting. Okay, I'll look into it. Next morning, I was raring to go, violet flame. Yeah. So we all get those messages. We all, I know. Spirit says, but most don't react to it. Most don't get them. Most don't even think about it. Also, Spirit says, you have to set your intentions in the morning, because the further you go in your day, the less connected you are to the divine. When you wake up in the morning, you need to make sure that you're doing your self-care. Have to. Okay? Seal your body with divine white light. I call it saran wrap. Even around your feet. Seal it. Okay? We're not having that kind of day today, Bill. We're not doing that. We're not going to do it. We're not doing that today. Because when we wake up in the morning, it's residue from what the universe and our brains took away from the energy from the day before, Spirit says, which is true. And all of us are having dreams and things from our childhood, from our 20s, from our 30s, from our 40s, whenever. Because they're clearing your spiritual library so you're not triggered. Okay? They're doing all of that work for you while you're asleep. We're sleeping less. Of course we are. You got freaking quantum energy, quantum leap energy. Boom, 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 boom. And you can be the least connected person in the world and not understand, why am I frustrated? Why am I pissed off? Why am I not eating right? And how am I not getting I'm not getting no sleep? Well, say that in front of a spiritual person, I'll say, I'll tell you why. The muggle may not get it, but you'll feel like, I know my stuff. Oh, no, that's not true. That's okay. And something in them is going to click. You're going to go, you know what? I think that person's right. Because someone else is going to say the same thing to them when they ask the question. That's what it's all about. Understanding that as you work on yourself, as you go through your stuff, right? And you think you're good with your meditations and your conversations with your guides, conversations with yourself. You're keeping your vibration high. You're doing the energy blast every other Monday at 1:11 with Tammy. Maybe you're joining one of the groups, whatever. Maybe you're doing an element package with an element coaching sessions with me, right? Because you want more. You want more energy exchange with myself. You want to kind of be a student of mine. Let me help you get from point A to point B. Hey, Jennifer. Right? I mean, there's all types of things that you can invest in to get you where you want to go, but it's keeping the focus, Spirit says. Keeping the focus and making sure that are you going to miss something? Spirit says yes, but you miss less when you do your work. When you do your work. Because the last thing they're going to let you do is fail. No, they've invested in you. You're here with them for a reason. And they're not going to let you fail. Can they make your life like WTF? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't understand. I don't get it. Well, did you watch Coaching for the Soul last week? Yes, I got everything that Bill said, but you know, I guess I need to listen to it again. Well, you might need to. Because what happens is ego gets involved in that and deletes that conversation, so you don't so it doesn't resonate with you. I've said many times that I've talked to people and they're in a spot and they're like, well, Bill, you know, blah 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 blah, and I'll say, well, how often are you talking to your spirit guide and guardian angels? Not anymore. Why? What are you not getting? You have to let that energy out of your body, give it to them, no matter what it is. But they can bring you everything that you want because we're in fourth dimensional energy. You're not supposed to have to work for stuff anymore. And the higher we go with you, right? The higher dimension that we go with your energy being higher, the less you have to work to make your money, to receive all the things in your freaking vortex, your cornucopia of life, right? You put all your stuff in there and you're letting that old boss trigger you? Really? You're letting the company that you work for, really? That's an issue for you. And we all have them, right? It could be the way that our parents talk to us. Could be that I had a person this week who the mother couldn't believe that the daughter didn't get enough love. No, the daughter had passed away, right? Unannounced, she just died. And nothing suspicious, nothing like that. She just passed away. And the one's like, well, Bill, I don't think, no, I'm telling you. She's telling me right now that she didn't get enough love. We had 4 children, yes. She was in the middle, okay, yes. Well, guess what? Well, she always wanted more. And she was always moody. Well, guess what? Inside, right? I mean, the woman died at 47, but still her mom's like, you know, I didn't think my kid was going to die before me. Well, guess what? It happens. It happens. And when I continued to tell the mom, I'm like, listen, she didn't get enough love from anybody. She needed more. I treated all my children the same. Well, that's the one thing you can't do with your kids, because it doesn't work like that. You're going to have a needy one. You're going to have one who doesn't really need a lot. I'm the one that didn't need a whole lot. I'm good. I'm 12,000 years old. I think I got this down. Right? My sister needed more. Did she get more? No. My mother treated us all the same. When you got 3 boys and a girl, guess what? The gay one was okay. I got some. Sister? Not a lot. See? So again, we have to look at that and go, okay, why am I being triggered? And understanding that I have to do what I've got to do to remove that energy from my body by talking out loud, by doing my guided meditations, okay? By, again, talking out loud to myself in third person, and reminding yourself that, yeah, that shouldn't bother you. This is exactly what I do. That shouldn't bother you, Bill. Why does it still bother you? What is it about that conversation right there that bothers you? And I will say, well, you know what? I'm talking to myself. I'm like, well, you know what? I don't like the way that he said that, and that bothers you, huh? Of course it bothers me. He shouldn't treat me like that. Something my mother told me when I was 19 or 20, 21 years old. I don't know, right? And it wasn't even Lee, somebody else, right? And I'm like, well, yeah, he shouldn't, blah, 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 blah. We're really good friends, blah, blah, blah. He's like, and then me, talking back to himself, said, really? Do you think he meant it? Did you say something to him? Well, no. Okay. Do you think he meant it? No. Then why are you hurt, Bill? What is it about that made you hurt? I didn't expect him to say that to me. Well, okay. So let that shit go. He's one of your best friends. Okay. Gone. Gone. That's what it's about. Is having that conversation out loud, not in your freaking head where your ego's going to sabotage you. Because ego's going to sabotage you every single time. Every time. You may think, oh no, Bill, I got it. Good luck. You'll be calling me in about a month and a half going, Bill, I don't understand how this is going. I don't understand, Bill. I still got this thing wheezing in my head. Yeah. because you have to propel it out of your body. You gotta have the conversation with yourself out loud in third person. And it sounds weird and it sounds awkward. It is. Until you get to know the fact that, you know what, I'm talking to myself and a little bit of spirit leading you where you need to go, because where's your destination, Spirit says? Where do you want to be? How you want to get there? I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. Okay, then ask. Ask Spirit. What's next? How are we getting there? Hi, Pamela. How are we getting there? What's the next step? Or Spirit, help me out with this. I don't know what to do next. Boom. Chimes. But then you have to understand that you, hey Ryan, but then you have to understand that when the guidance comes to you, that you have to pay attention. Okay? When it comes to you with a person, or when it comes to you on YouTube, or it comes to you on Facebook, or it comes to you on Instagram, something that resonates with your heart, that resonates with the conversation that you had, yeah. See? That's what it's all about. Is understanding that, okay, I get it. That's for me. Like I did with the meditations, right? Like I did with the Abraham Hicks 15-minute conversations, which I posted a few on my Facebook page. Yeah. See? So this is going to continue, guys, until the end of October. So when you're triggered, what do you do? Talk out loud. Talk out loud. You can book a reading too if you want. And again, I'm available most of the time. Right? Even 15 minutes gets you something. Half an hour. Again, they're not that expensive. Or better yet, get an Element Coaching Sessions membership. And you get to talk to me every month for up to an hour. And you get to ask questions, you get answers. And most of the times the questions that people ask me, I have to talk to them anyway. I can't text what Spirit is telling things. Yeah, see? So there's all kinds of ways that you can help yourself. You just have to take time for yourself. And I will say this in closing, because it's been a half an hour, a little bit past. How many times a day have you told yourself that you love yourself? I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. If you're not telling yourself 5 to 10 times a day, you're behind the start line, Spirit says. That will boost your energy and boost your vibration higher than anything else that you can do. By telling yourself out loud that you love yourself. I love you, Bill. I love you too. I love you, Bill. And I say that, I love you too. Because I know that it's them. And my mother, like I said, my mother always called us honey. Chimes. I'll say, I love you, honey. I love you too. I do that. I respond like that. Because then I get double love. What's wrong with that? Nothing. Nothing wrong with that. I know. Spirit said you gotta be your best cheerleader. Because they're not gonna be. The peanut gallery is not gonna be your best, not gonna be your best. No. Not your best cheerleader. You have to be. Yes. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna call it a close on that one. Namaste, everybody. We're gonna try another 30-minute video here, probably tomorrow. I'm not sure what it's gonna be about. We're gonna do 1 or 2 or 3 a week. I don't know if we're gonna be Facebook Lives or if we're just gonna do a video. They'll be on the YouTube channel. So when you go to the YouTube channel after this, okay, and I post this up, make sure that you hit the bell on my page, right, on the video, so that you get all of the notifications when I post something new. Because I'm gonna start posting things like 3-4 times a week, because that's what Spirit is telling me that I need to do, all right? Just because he wants to make them shorter so that I can talk about more things, but also what we talk about doesn't get lost in the video. He says sometimes it gets lost in the video with everything else. So we need to separate it out, so specific. So that's what we're gonna do and see how it works. So like I said, namaste everybody. Thank you for joining me for Coaching for the Soul Thursdays at 3, and I will see you guys soon.